Greetings. Hey, greetings. So I don't know what just happened not too long ago, but I'm back and we're gonna continue down this good rabbit hole. How about that? Mm-hmm. How are you? Malik. Hi, brother. Look, let me just tell you something. And I don't mean no disrespect, nothing whatsoever. But my bro Malik, that nigga right there, he handsome, y'all. Just saying. He handsome. And T-Hoo. We're gonna move this shit right along. We about to get into this. So I just shown that one. Let's go. Fuck it. Greetings, y'all.
I was seeing this past week was semi-truck automated loaders. The warehouse is organized by the forklifts that are autonomous, and then those forklifts will load the pallets on the automatic semi-loader, which then that automatic semi-loader will put all these pallets in one hit into the back of the semi-truck, which is driven autonomously. And so this whole entire circle of events will remove all those jobs. The truckers will not be needed, the pallet loaders will not be needed, and the semi-truck loaders will not be needed. The warehouse workers will not be needed. This AI takeover is happening. It's not just coming for janitorial work. It's not just coming for video editing. It's not just coming for, look, man, your accountants are going to be gone. They can do all the math, the data analysis.
If semi-trucks are fully anatomically correct, why aren't we looking at Optimus Prime here?
The other thing I was seeing this past week was semi-truck automated loader.
I'm not trying to show you this stuff to scare y'all. I'm just trying to show you this stuff to prepare y'all. This is where we're headed. This is where we are. Yeah. Next.
Jobs AI will replace in the near future. Number 1, data entry. AI can process data faster, making this job unnecessary. Number 2, transportation. Self-driving vehicles and drones will take over transportation jobs. Number 3, manufacturing and assembly. Robots and AI-controlled machines are replacing humans in factories. Number 4, retail and customer service. AI chatbots and virtual assistants offer better customer support. Number 5, banking and finance. AI detects fraud, performs financial analysis, and automates tasks. Number 6, IT. AI automates tasks like software testing, reducing the need for some IT jobs. Remember, new jobs will also emerge as AI advances, so stay adaptable and keep learning. 6 jobs AI will replace in the near future. Number 1.
Okay. Hold on, y'all. So yeah, that was just some technology of it all. Here we go.
Y'all, we had the worst, absolutely worst stay in Tallahassee here at the Hilton Garden Inn. We was here for a family reunion on Blairstone Road. This was our room number 215. It was dirty upon arrival. Trash was outside the room as well. So we was rushing, not trying to, look and do the full inspection, but we noticed something in our closet. And we tried to go get housekeeping. It wasn't available. And we was like, hey, can y'all come check this bag out? It was some kind of red liquid. So she was like, oh, you know what? We're contracted with Planned Parenthood. This is like an aborted fetus. I'm going to just take it. And I was like, what? What you just said to me now? Like, that was just like something you just don't put on somebody like that and expect them just going about their day. So I'm like, they done called the police. We done had to get investigated, write a written report. I mean, this was the worst day ever. Like, and so I'm like, you know what? I want my money back.
Found that.
So I go talk to the manager. Y'all listen to what he said.
How do we refund her a night's stay? You're a rewards member, right? Mm-hmm. So you either have to go through Hilton to get a refund, or we can give you 30,000 points, which is equivalent to a free stay on your Hilton Honors account.
So I gotta go to Hilton.com
to make a new reservation?
No, to get the refund. Y'all, we had the worst, absolutely worst stay in Tallahassee here at the Hilton Garden.
Yeah. It's real out here in these streets, y'all.
Hey, look, I'm just here to report the news. Y'all can Google it.
Don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit.
Do your own research to find out if it's true or not. But this girl says, I watched a video saying they use pre-cancer cells. Now, this is in regard to my video about the lab-grown meat. Now, the Associated Press did a video on the lab-grown meat. You might be right, Reese Cup. Check this out.
The U.S. approved the sale of lab-grown meat made from animal cells for the first time. What is it? We spoke with a California company who creates it.
So cultivated meat, put really simply, is real meat that is grown from animal cells.
These cells can come from a biopsy of a living animal, a fertilized egg, or a special bank of stored cells. Companies choose the cells most likely to reproduce quickly.
Okay, now wait. Did you hear what they said? The cells that reproduce the fastest. So I went and looked up what are the most rapidly growing cells. Look at that. Cancer cells typically grow and divide more rapidly than normal cells.
And the cells multiply over and over and over. After several days or weeks, the meat is removed from the tanks to be shaped into cutlets, hot dogs, nuggets, and sausages. Then it's ready to be cooked, served, and eaten.
Man, hell no!
So it sounds like they're taking the cancerous cells or precancerous cells from these animals to reproduce to make the meat that we bout to eat. Well, y'all about to eat, because I don't fuck with meat. Pause.
And I'm gonna just say this, because he made it seem like just because he don't fuck with meat, he's safe. No, baby. Let me tell you something. Bill Gates has taken over the meat industry. Bill Gates has taken over the farming industry. So it's very important, especially you vegetarian, the vegetarians that think they so much better than everybody else, right? Very important to pay attention to those tags, those stickers on your food. Anything that says appeal on it, that's Bill Gates. That's that shot in your food. Just saying. Moving right along.
Got this. Without doing any of this. All thanks to God Plus. It takes minutes instead of hours. So no more printing forms. Analyzes for accuracy and provides real-time tracking. No more waiting for weeks wondering where your document is or if it's correct. I got this.
What's this? I don't even know what this is. Let's see.
Titanic was an inside job.
Yes, it was. The Titanic was sunk in 1912 because a guy by the name of Mr. Uster, who was against the Federal Reserve, he was such a strong figure that to put a bullet in him, the guy started war. Yeah. So they can't do that. So they built a ship and they made sure all the most important people were on this ship. And at the very, very last minute, J.P. Morgan and all of those guys exited the ship. The ship sinks. 1913, they go to Jekyll Island. They finish the deal. The Federal Reserve is basically born. After they got the Federal Reserve in 1913, now they had the money they needed to start World War I in 1914. So it goes from this: Titanic, Fed, World War I.
The Titanic was an inside job.
Yes, it was.
I'm gonna play this one more time because we just talked about this on our live. For the people in the back, pay attention.
Titanic was sunk in 1912 because a guy by the name of Mr. Uster, who was against the Federal Reserve, he was such a strong figure that to put a bullet in him, the guy started war. Yeah. So they can't do that, so they built a ship, and they made sure all the most important people were on this ship. And at the very, very last minute, J.P. Morgan and all of those guys exited the ship. The ship sinks. 1913, they go to Jekyll Island. They finish the deal. The Federal Reserve is basically born. After they got the Federal Reserve in 1913, now they had the money they needed to start World War I in 1914. So it goes from this: Titanic, Fed, World War I.
The Titanic was...
Okay, so, yeah. Goes into what we was talking about earlier, as far as we was talking about the Titanic, and we was talking about how, first of all, that wasn't a real Titanic, that was a replica, and it was for some insurance shit. Second of all, we was talking about, hey Papa. Second, we was talking about the families and the people that was on that ship, and the people that was on the Titanic was the ones that did not want the banking reserve to commence, right? So you got fraud, as far as insurance fraud, as far as that's not the original ship. Then you got, for those who don't know, the families that was supposed to be on that ship was the people that were against the banking system we're in today, plus the Rothschilds. And as you just saw in that video, at the very last minute, the Rothschilds decided they wasn't gonna get on that ship because they knew what the fuck it was. So yeah. Those of you who are on the live earlier, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, do your damn homework. It's not hard to find out. Moving right along.
Someone told you that you need surgery if you have bone on bone. The truth is that you don't. Knee surgery is not the only option you have. There are other treatments available to help you. To learn more about how to manage your knee arthritis, tab below. If someone told you that you need...
Oh, you know what? That was something for somebody that I love and know. And I was going to do the research on that. That's what that was. Moving along.
Investigation reveals Disney sells your fingerprints to the FBI. The government pays Disney around $100 per fingerprint. The FBI then stores information about you in their databases. In fact, they now have a record of each person who has visited Disney World. For the full story, click the link in our bio or visit mousetrapnews.com. Our investigation...
Moving on.
Americans have been distracted by a rich guy who got lost in a submarine. Quietly, in the shadows, U.S. regulators approved the sale of synthetic lab-grown meats to the American public. This is not a parody. This is not a joke. Let's get into it. In this article from the Associated Press titled, U.S. Approves Nation's First Lab-Grown Meat, Chicken Made from Animal Cells, it talks about how 2 California companies got the approval to sell this shit to us. So I'm thinking to myself, who could be that powerful to convince U.S. regulators to sell us synthetic lab-grown meat? And it's none other than our good buddy, Billy Boy Blue, who's been the primary investor in companies that are trying out different synthetic meats for us to enjoy. He's also one of the majority shareholders in Impossible Meats. So I'm thinking, this guy's just a computer wizard. He's not a nutritionist. He's not a scientist. Could he be after consolidating the food supply? I don't know. But what I do know is that Bill Gates is the largest private farmland owner in the United States. Not Jimbo, who comes from a long line of farmers, a tech billionaire. And you know what he's doing with this land? Nothing. Everything that was once growing on it, America, you should be very, very concerned right now with what is going on in the background while they keep flashing this billionaire who got lost in a submarine for the past few days, nonstop. Do you know that they just caught 123 people on the terrorist watch list trying to cross the border in Mexico? Something big is coming, or else all of the media networks wouldn't have agreed to show us this bullshit while our country is falling apart.
For those of you that don't know, Bill Gates' father was a part of eugenics. Bill Gates' father and I can't remember the bitch's name at this moment. No disrespect, but disrespect. He and she were the basically the mothers and fathers of eugenics in America. They're the ones that founded Planned Parenthood. You know, Planned Parenthood is not in no genome neighborhoods with no real genome neighborhoods of predominance. You feel what I'm saying? You might be in some white trash neighborhoods, but Planned Parenthood is in our neighborhoods, white trash neighborhoods, those type of things. Yeah. Do your homework. Moving right along. But yeah, that shit was for us. That shit was to stop our procreation, our growth, our yada yada yada. Moving on. Moon landing, that shit, 60s bullshit. Hey y'all, I feel like this is some real life reptilian shit. Here we go. There. I don't know. That don't even look real. I know it don't. Moving right along.
Well, I was with Muammar Gaddafi when Gaddafi insert in 1999 advanced coming out of the OAU to the African Union with a vision of the United States of Africa. Muammar Gaddafi spent, listen to me, billions of dollars to create the African Union. Did you know that Gaddafi gave $300 million and the other African nations gave $100 million to put up a satellite so that we who call Africa don't have to go through Europe to get to Africa. And Europe was getting $500 million a year just by our telephone calls to the continent. Now we can call directly to Africa, and that $500 million is in the hand of African people. Did you know that Muammar Gaddafi was setting up an African development bank with $70 billion in the African Development Bank from Libyan oil money? That we would not have to borrow money from the IMF and the World Bank at these exorbitant rates. Zero interest under Islamic non-usury teachings. I just left St. Kitts, and in the island of St. Kitts, He was going to set up a Caribbean Development Bank. He told the prime minister there, and he was going to put $1 billion in that bank for Caribbean development. Why do you think they killed him? You think they killed him because he killed his people? Hell no. They killed him because, listen to me real good. You touched my nerve with that question. Did you know that in Libya, nobody's homeless? Listen, everybody in Libya has either a home or an apartment. They call it a flat. Did you know education in Libya is free from kindergarten through college? And did you know that if a Libyan wanted to come to America to be educated, the government in Libya paid for their education? Did you know that? I was there when he opened a $500 million hospital with 18 theaters for operation. I was there, and we went when he was making their own medicines. See, this was a man that gave free medical attention to all the citizens of Libya. And if Libya did not offer that kind of medical attention, they could fly anywhere in the world and get it, and the Libyan government would pay for it. Did you know that? No, you didn't. Did you know that from the oil money, every Libyan citizen got a stipend every year? And did you know that that man had no debt? Everything in his country was paid for. See? Now, when you got a man that did that for an African nation and was trying to do that for all Africa, how do you think Europe felt about it?
Cut your dependence off from us? How dare you? Fuck you, nigger. You gotta go. Real talk. Everything you just heard. Now, did Gaddafi have his flaws? Most likely. Who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? But the overall picture of everything Gaddafi was trying to do, now you truly know why. They took his ass up out of here. Straight up. Straight the fuck up. And anybody like a Gaddafi.
So afraid of breathing a few particles of a virus that you would allow 50 billion to be injected. Hypoxia-inducible factor 1 alpha hypoxia. It's a blowtorch on cancer. You can't wear a mask if you're a cancer patient. I know we can solve the problem. We didn't need to create it. That shot is the injection of the disease in a synthetic virus. So if we could get people to understand you are so afraid of breathing a few particles of a virus that you would allow 50...
So let me tell you, that's Dr. Malkovich. Anyway, she is what Fauci is today. That was her role, and Fauci and one of his comrades did everything they could to take her out of her position. Yeah. Did whatever they could to take her out of her position. She was the one that said, she was the one saying AZT in the 80s and 90s that they was giving HIV victims, people. She was the one saying that the AZT was killing people. Okay? She should never have been fired from her fucking position. I feel like had she still been in her position, HIV, AIDS would have went a whole different way, so on and so forth. Because see, when she was running it, she was running it under some she wanted to help people, cure people, so on and so forth, right? But when Fauci and his comrades forced her out under bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the AIDS epidemic is what we got. And it was money based. It was money driven, as per usual, as per everything. Right. Moving right along.
You have a piece of crack cocaine, no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1. We passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. Under our forfeiture statutes, the government can take everything you own. Everything from your car to your house, your bank account, not merely what they confiscate in terms of the dollars from the transaction that you've just got caught engaging in. They can take everything. I don't care why they've become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society. They are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street.
Hunter Biden will likely serve.
So I don't even know if that's all the video, but what I'm gonna say to that is this: Joe Biden is full of shit. Joe Biden is dead, been dead, and it's a whole bunch of puppets and CGI running that motherfucker. With that said, this information y'all seeing in 2023, this shit was out in 2020. I seen it my goddamn self with my own two eyes. Excuse me. So just know, that I feel like it's exactly what Quartita said. They're trying to figure out who's paying attention. I'm paying attention. This shit just resurfaced again. All this shit came out. Hunter Biden smoking crack and all that other bullshit. Yeah. Let's move right along. I don't even know what this is. What is this?
Past when we've had these discussions and I've seen parental rights atrophied, I've encouraged people to keep fighting. I've changed my mind on that. If you love your children, you need to flee California. You need to flee. We are moving towards the pathway of the Handmaid's Tale. California is becoming the new Juliet, and it just breaks my heart. Born and raised in this state, I love this state. I'm not going to stay in this state because it's just too oppressive, and I believe in freedom, and so I'm going to move to America when I leave the legislature. In the past, when we've had these discussions, and I've seen
okay, so I feel like what they're trying to do with California is what they did with Hawaii and make that for people with money. Bottom line, period. Oh shit, I got somebody trying to join. Hey, Slay Girl, I will be able to do that for you on Friday. Let baby girl know I will be there at 3 to pick her up. And yeah, we'll go from there. Hit me up. Oh shit, wait, what? Y'all, this is my sister coming up right now. This is Slay Plush.
That was an accident, bro. I wasn't trying to be tagged in.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
I said my bad. That was an accident. I wasn't trying to be tagged in. I don't look too crazy. I look crazy right now.
Got you. All right. Well, just know real quick. I got you for Friday. Let baby girl know. Yeah, I'll be able to pick her up at 3. You said 3 to 6, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be there at 3. So okay, I'll talk to you. Hit me up.
Okay. I don't know why, because when I came on, it said that you requested me, and I was trying to click something, and then I was like, wait.
No, it's all good. It happens to me too. I'm about to remove you right now, baby. I love you.
All right, love you too. Bye.
Bye, baby. All right, y'all. Yeah. Okay, moving right along.
But the man who took on the European is called Bimbata, General Bimbata, Emperor of the Zulu Nation. And you've never heard of General Bimbata, who slaughtered in one battle more Europeans on that occasion than had ever been killed in a single battle in history before. And it was on the forces of Bimbata, that is the first time the Gatling gun is used in Africa in recorded history. And in one day's shooting, they killed nearly 30,000 Zulu troops using those weaponry. And once that gun is introduced, the entire war across the continent is changed, and history is altered almost permanently. But no one even discusses this war, because on the heel of this war will come what is called the First World War, when Germany strikes out against its partners in Europe, feeling they have disenfranchised Germany in the taking of Africa. No one even makes that equation. And you get some stuff about the Duke of Austria with no equation being made about why he's been killed. But it was a fighting going on between the royal houses or the ruling families of Europe over the mineral resources of Africa. But the man who took on the European is called Bimbata, General Bimbata, Emperor of the Zulu Nation. And you've never heard of General Bimbata, who slaughtered in one battle more Europeans on that occasion than had ever been killed in a single battle in history before.
They don't tell us our history. I'm just saying, what's this? So yeah, that's marine life and yada yada yada. Yeah. Squibblish, mermaids, sirens. Yeah, if you know, you know.
Young men, particularly young black men, hit me up being like, yo, I can't wait to be a dad. I love that because I think the men that were a generation before us got.
Y'all are more than welcome to come up, give your commentary, yada yada yada, charming, phantom, whomever. You know what I'm saying? If you so choose to. Hold on, let me run this back. Oh shit. Can I run it back?
Men that were a generation before them, and those men didn't really know warm love because a man didn't express those things that way back then. Bro, this is hard because it exposes things about you that you don't know about yourself. It exposes all of your insecurities, and it's a huge emotional undertaking if you do it the right way. But while you see me and Noemi hugged up and loved up on each other, and we got this cute vlog and we made these cute videos and cute pictures, it's because we put in an immense amount of work to make this thing happen, man. We do it every day. So, bro, when you see this and me playing with my baby and it looks really cool and you want to have those moments, just know that that's the upside. It comes with a downside and it can be incredibly painful. So before you take on a family, bro, go see somebody about your past and go see somebody about the trauma that you've endured throughout the course of your life and start healing. Because if you don't heal from that, you'll have all this and you'll never be happy. And I don't want that for nobody, especially anybody who thinks that you can just pour water over a lady and a baby and have a happy family overnight. This ain't oatmeal, man. A lot of young men.
So doesn't all that sound familiar? Does not all that sound familiar? All the classes and yada yada. Oh, yada yada yada. My big bro. Hey, big little bro. He coming, y'all. That's big little bro. That y'all, I have nothing but love and respect for this young man. Hey,
What's good, bro?
oh, oh shit! Wait, I'm pushing the wrong shit. There we go. Hey,
What's
what's
up
up, big
with you?
little bro?
Man, kicking back, bro, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. What you up to? How you doing?
I'm good. I was just doing some yard work right now, so I like mowed the lawn, you know, did all that shit. So had to get freshened up after that. But I like doing that stuff, you know. Finally got a yard to take care of, so shit. I used to mow my dad's lawn and shit, like shit.
Hey,
Finally mow my own, so yeah,
that's
you know.
I like
Yeah.
your setup, bro. Look at you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the little studio, you know, try to
Hey,
make a
like,
vibe out of it.
like you about to spark one right now.
Yeah, you know.
Man, hey, did you just see the last video I posted? The
Um,
show, should I say?
wait, was it the one with the guy?
The guy and the baby?
Yeah, what was he saying though? I was actually my son came and talked to me, so I
No,
didn't even hear him.
no.
What was he
It's
saying?
all good because I feel like, this pertains to you. Hold on.
Oh yeah, shit, run it back.
The young men, particularly young black men, hit me up being like, yo, I can't wait to be a dad. And I love that because I think the men that were a generation before us got raised by the men that were a generation before them. And those men didn't really know warm love because a man didn't express those things that way back then. Bro, this is hard because it exposes things about you that you don't know about yourself. It exposes all of your insecurities. And man, it's a huge emotional undertaking if you do it the right way. But while you see me and Noemi hugged up and loved up on each other, we got this cute vlog and we make these cute videos and cute pictures, it's because we put in an immense amount of work to make this thing happen, man. We do it every day. So, bro, when you see this and me playing with my baby and it looks really cool and you want to have those moments, just know that that's the upside. It comes with a downside and it can be incredibly painful. So before you take on a family, bro, go see somebody about your past and go see somebody about the trauma that you've endured throughout the course of your life. Start healing, because if you don't heal from that, you have all this and you'll never be happy. And I don't want that for nobody, especially anybody who thinks that you can just pour water over a lady and a baby and have a happy family overnight. This ain't oatmeal, man. A lot of young men, particularly.
So, sir, how do you relate? Because I know you can.
Oh yeah, I definitely relate to that. Like, so, you know, it's just this cycle of like always trying to do better than, you know, the last generation before you. Cause my dad's dad wasn't even there, you know, for him. And he had a stepdad and it was a genome and he was like super nice and loving to him, but it's just a little different than like just always knowing like your biological father ain't there for you and stuff like that, you know? So definitely I can like relate to that. And then even so, just like how he said, you know, how he was like, you gotta like get through all those traumas and stuff before you get to having the kid. And that's definitely true because so like for me, like definitely like being with Charming and stuff like that, like I'm not necessarily the most emotional type of person. And to be honest, it's actually just in my nature because like as a Capricorn, it's just like that side. It's also, I mean, I can't lie and say that there was a lot of traumas, you know, in my past too, like growing up with my parents and stuff like that. My dad is a Capricorn too. I mean, his dad wasn't there, so it's just like it's layers to it, you know. So like, definitely the emotional intelligence. She definitely had to help me with that. So definitely, you know, like if you have a partner or something like that, that helps. And so we were actually just talking about this because it relates to like what Quatita was saying about like how, you know, not even superiority, but just like women came first and like that role and the importance of that. Because like, so just even thinking about the fact of like she gave me children. I could not do that, but those children are the thing that like maybe you can evolve as a man, you can be emotional, you can like work, you can like excel in all these areas, but like just like actually having kids, like that is a thing that really like opens your heart space. I mean, we've seen it many times with like dudes who is like dogs and shit like that, you know, and like it changes them around still too. So like I wouldn't even like that, but still like on the emotional aspect, it definitely like opened me up in that realm. So like especially like for melanite men and stuff, like you know, like that's what they try to separate us away from. These are just all the things that like take away the family and the unity and stuff. So now he was spitting facts, you know, like there's a lot that goes into it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I'm so glad you hopped on when you did to give that perspective. But real quick before we move on, I want to ask you a question. You was on the live, or did you see the live with Quantita, Z Energy, Jazzy, and Malika? Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Without going too deep, real talk, real talk. Did you find anything offensive, Quatita said, as far as the manifestation of the male species and for what it was? Like, did you find that offensive? Like, did you find that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we are derivative of women. Yada, yada. Did you find anything offensive about that? If you did, cool. If you didn't, cool. It is what it is. I just want to know your honest opinion.
No, honestly, like for me, like of course not. I definitely didn't because there's multiple facets of it for me. For one, I do know the science behind it, and 100% what she is just on that's just on the third dimensional level. The science behind that is true, you know. Second of all, like I've like a lot of the things like the learnings that we've learned from Quatita, I have had like my own background of research that she builds on and validates and all these things. So like, I mean, what is there to be offended about? That's like that's either toxic masculinity, ego. I mean, we know the whole switch of the earth was basically the patriarchy and like, you know, taking away. Okay, so it's crazy, bro. You know, a lot of times like the saying is like, oh, women can't be president because they're too emotional and stuff like that. It's like, nah, that's the reason why they wore literally the leaders of tribes and shit like that, because like you need emotional intelligence to fucking properly, you know, lead a nation. Like
Right.
that's like look at the state we're in right now, and it's all because men are empowered. You know what I'm saying? Like the suppression of the divine feminine. So it's like, I mean, literally, I have like no problem with that, and like I feel like that's a problem with men. It's like you really gotta like be able to see it from that perspective, and then like it shifts some shit. It like it doesn't mean that you ain't great within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like not. And then
No,
okay,
no.
so and let me just say one more thing. Like, so I
Yeah,
literally
absolutely.
I follow Quatita's teachings, and like I've learned these things from even way before that when she said it. So like it's already made sense to me. Even like Mother Adina and like the cosmos and like bro, like we live in the Milky Way. It ain't called the Semen Way. Like bro, like it's like
Facts.
so you telling me that came
Facts.
from a man? Like I mean, and it's just see, and people got to get past the physicality of the body too, because it's about energy. It's like feminine energy and masculine energy. That is comes before like physicality of things. So it's just like it's in the nature of things, you know, Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Mhm.
ain't no reason to be taking no offense to that. Like, what y'all niggas want
No, no.
patriarchy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely. No, no. I totally get it. But you know, those who know what's going on and those who you don't, it is what it is. But I just wanted to ask you, as a heterosexual male, knowing everything that's going on, like, your opinion.
facts,
That's all.
facts.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm not with all the like toxic masculinity shit. Like, I mean, you know, I like to fucking work out. I like to do all this man shit, but like that, all that extra shit. I mean, I just don't really like subscribe to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, well, no. I'm not even toxic. Facts is facts.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is this: outside of technology in the last 20 to 30 years, the only way to get an individual to this realm is sex through a man and a woman.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of what your ethnic background is, you feel what I'm saying? So that's all. That's all I was. You know what I'm
And
saying?
like it's really crazy when you think about like a woman's body being like a portal, like where it's like, bruh, this thing
Greetings,
came
sister.
from from like the spirit world into the physical world. Like maybe like
Mm.
we have a key to like add some DNA in there or something like that, but it's like, I mean, I ain't never had a baby in my stomach. That shit hard, bro. Like I'll
Well,
never knock that shit.
my
Like,
thing is like how what they say, as above, so below. So if below where we are, you need a man and a woman to make a baby. You know what I'm saying? In this space and time. I understand that once upon a time it wasn't necessarily like that, but in this space and time, and so my point is for a man, male, that energy not to respect that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because regardless of how you may feel about the whether she done pissed you off, hurt you, whatever, if it wasn't for her, there would be no you. Period.
Right. True, man. And
You
it
know
don't
what
take
I'm
nothing
saying?
away. It don't take nothing away from you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like understanding that. I mean, shit, just the way it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Greetings, Magic Monkey. I love you. I hope you're okay. Just saying. Anywho. But yeah, so I'm just like, yeah. So, I'm saying all that to say, there's been a lot of, I'm saying that I'm kind of sticking up for my sister without sticking up for my sister and trying to make it a big deal. But, there was just a whole lot of shit said about her and the way she moves and yada, yada, yada. And I'm just feel like those of us, especially us men that have been with her long enough to know how she moves and to know where she coming from, it was no disrespect. You know what I'm
and yeah,
saying?
and it didn't come off as that to me either. You know what I'm saying? It didn't
Hmm.
come off as that to me.
No, it just is what it is. My thing is this. She's not the first person to say this theory, if you will. I feel it's more than just a theory, but as far as and there's scientists that's broken this down, but women never needed men to create life. They've always done it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when whatever happened to where we were created in the whole spectrum of things, you know what I'm saying? From what I understand, it's out of love and compassion and yada yada yada, whatever. My point is this: our ego as men, especially heterosexual men, no disrespect, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We make it feel like our nut is this all important thing, right? Right. Real talk. There's no life without we gotta bust it a woman, blah blah blah. Okay. But that goes I'm saying that to say this. Once upon a time, that nut that nut is what made a woman moist and wet between that and her egg, and that's what made a baby. See that same nut you claim that is so important, the woman made that on her own accord, and she impregnated herself.
You
And if
crazy.
that's not true, then why did I just see not too long ago? I can't remember what it was. Some kind of animal that just did the same shit not too long
Oh
ago. I
yeah,
think it was a
animals do that
crocodile or
shit.
alligator or
Yep.
some shit. Yeah.
yeah,
You feel what
animals do
I'm
that shit
saying?
all the time.
So I'm just saying, if that's not true, then why is nature replicating it?
Facts.
I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like men, when people say things like that, men folk take that as like we're not needed, and it's not the fact that we're not needed, but it's the fact that we're all one. And for all intents and purposes, no disrespect, bro. But the only reason we're created is because we fell so far low in frequency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In other words, like I'll put it to you like this: before we fell this low in frequency, before we needed a female and a female, we were all one. We was a part of the female. We was that juice to make her pregnant. You feel me?
That's true.
Maybe we didn't have a physical form. We do now, but if if our function now is to, for all intents and purposes, when it comes to heterosexual sex, to fertilize the female and the family and all that, that means that juice she created before us, that's us. Let's be real.
Nah,
That's
I feel it.
just us in a physical form. Uh, am I wrong? Please talk to me. Please talk to me. Am I wrong?
I don't think that's wrong. And also, like, even on a higher level outside of humans, like a lot of higher consciousness level, like extraterrestrials and beings, they're androgynous. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't really got like a sex to them, or they could present the energies of both. And so even like part of our mission down here, it is to find that balance within the physical. You know, like even like our past lives and stuff like that. So I did a past life regression thing one time, and there was like two things that came through for me. At one of them was like I was a woman and I was standing on the beach and I knew I was a woman because my toes were painted. And it's like I know I'm a man right now, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I literally had that experience back then, and it's like at one point that I manifested in that energy. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like to like become like perfected in this lifetime, I have to like I incarnated as this right now to learn this energy, but I also have to remember some of that energy and balance it. It's really always like a balancing act. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have too much of this, you can't have too much of that. You kind of like there's like a middle point to that. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh-oh. I think this is Miss Thomas. Did you mean to hit the button, or did I move too fast? So what happened? She's like, no, motherfucker, I don't want to come up here. Ah!
You on one today with that button. You quick to press the button today, God.
Look, God damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm about to remove you right now. Let's see that. Oh,
Oh,
there we go. Okay. Did she come out? Did I miss something? What did I miss?
there was like a 1 second where the screen turned, but I don't know.
Look, Miss Rhonda, if you want to come back, please come back. I thought you hit the button by accident. I didn't mean nothing by it. Please forgive me. Oh, I feel like an asshole.
Carb, quick to hit that button today.
Look, let me tell you something. I don't know what it is, but look, it just is what it is. Miss Rhonda, if you want to come back up, please hit the button. I apologize. I just saw a black screen. I didn't hear nothing, so on and so forth. Anywho,
Right.
but yeah.
Balancing your energies is the biggest part in growing. Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Fine tuning your energies is the biggest part in growth. I believe that's growth. You know what I'm saying? But
Uh,
I agree with that.
yeah.
That's
Come
fact.
on, Malcolm. Yeah, man. No,
That
I totally feel you. I
that's
totally feel you. Yeah, girl.
that's the biggest trick in this third dimensional matrix is that like we can't, some of us at least, majority people can't see energy. So that's kind of that's actually one of the main things that we need to be working with. You know what I'm saying? And they've tricked us so much into focusing on the physical that there's this whole part of the journey of growth that we're lacking. That's why it's kind of like, you know, so like, let's just say like Christianity and stuff like that. They tell you like, you go to church, you do all this, you go into heaven. And like, it's that simple. But like, if you study like other religions, like fucking like Buddhist monks and all this stuff, there's like work that you got to do with the physical body, with the spirit. Like, it ain't so easy as just saying on Sunday I go to church and I get to ascend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta accumulate light photons within this dimension and raise your vibe. That's what raising your vibration is, really, is just gathering more light, you know, becoming a light being. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's so much work to that goes into that, like, to get to that next level that where they think they're going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's crazy.
No, I know, I totally understand, and I feel like it shouldn't be this complicated, but it is because it's different structure, different folks. What is a light being? What is raising to that vibration? What, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like to a certain degree it is a universal thing, but I also feel to a certain degree it's an individual thing. You feel what I'm saying?
It's definitely both, because it's like, so as an individual, you know, you take the power into your own hands of like that, the timeline of that path. You know what I'm saying? As a collective consciously, like, I mean, I've been able to see that like the consciousness is raising, like in general, people are a little bit able to kind of like digest some of these higher level concepts, when I was like in 2012 and shit like that. It's like, boy, you crazy, what the hell are you talking about type shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
just in, I mean, even it's crazy because social media is one of the things that has allowed for these ideas to be more commonplace. You know what I'm saying? Because like back in the day, you could be saying this stuff, and if people only hear you saying that, it's like, this boy crazy. You know what I'm saying? If there are other, if you can literally go and say, you think I'm crazy, this is a scientist. Like, bro, people quick to say like, oh, you use the internet as your reference, that's your source. Like, motherfucker, you can learn quantum physics on the internet right now, portions of it, without stepping foot in the university. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy when you think about it. Like,
It is.
like that wasn't accessible to humanity a certain amount of years ago. I mean, even when I was like in high school, like I remember when internet was AOL and you had to get a CD and plug into the wall and all them crazy sounds just to like get on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's crazy. But like, that's part of like going into the age of Aquarius. It's like technology, like we've risen with technology, and it's going to be one of those things that can either like excel us or hold us back, you know, too. But I feel like it's something that it's how you choose to work with it, because we already know what the government is doing with it. We know what the elites is doing with it to go against us. But it's like, you have the ability to work with some of it. You got a computer at home, you could kind of get in. People be coding and stuff at home now and stuff. So it's up to you. Are you gonna let them control technology? Like, all of this is about like, what are you gonna make in your reality? You know what I'm saying? Like, in your existence, you know. And
Absolutely.
it's crazy.
No, absolutely. I absolutely agree. So, hold on. I want to address a couple of things. Where we at?
Yep,
God
I agree
dog
with
it.
that. I agree with that about the practices being more acceptable nowadays. No, that's facts. And like I said, it's like, it's the age of Aquarius. It's the precession of the equinox. It's like, they're like, the world goes through stages of going to sleep and waking up, and like, we've been in a
Cycles.
cycle of waking up, but we're about to hit, like, it's all planet, bro. It's like one big fucking clock, the solar system and all this shit, and it's literally just like, once the clock hits that dial, they can't, this illusion not gonna hold up no more. You know, we see it crumbling every day, I mean, I done seen videos of the firmament, like literally like holes in the sky now and shit, where you can see light coming through, and it looks like there's two holes in the sky, or like bro, like this shit is just like it's crazy, like what's going on, you know?
No, it absolutely is. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Wait a minute. Something was said that I wanted to touch on. Oh yeah, sis said, baby mama slash sis said, we're we are only as good, as strong as our weakest link. Facts,
No, that's fact, yeah.
facts, facts, absolute facts. Um, yeah, yeah. Malcolm, okay. Huh. Anyway, wait, who's this? Oh shit! Here you go, y'all. Here we go, y'all. It's Malcolm.
Oh, let's go.
Did I take the
What's
What's happening? Love and light,
up?
love and light,
What's good with you,
gratitude.
bro?
What is happening, man? Y'all got my mind racing. I'm over here trying to do social media stuff, and I had
That's
to
what's
tune in, and
up.
y'all was tapping on some point. Y'all caught a brother attention.
And I mean,
Y'all caught a
you was with
nigga
the shit, bro.
attention.
You was everything you was saying. That was on point too, man. Like for sure.
I had a couple of points.
Oh
Number one, we
yeah,
touched
let me
on
hear
that
that.
whole thing. There's three points that I want to discuss the whole divine feminine thing, and I wanted to touch on how the acceptance for occult knowledge is okay, and it's gotten so bad to where churches are speaking out against it. I find it so funny, but we need balance. Like, we need balance. We need more men in the home just as much as we need women in the home. We need that divine masculinity and the divine femininity restored, because we're not shit without each other. The divine feminine could probably make it without us. They could. They know how to organize. Women are communal creatures, and they're empathetic by nature. They're not going to pass you by like fine. Like, women care about community. If you think about all of our practices, women are at the center of planning and organizing and bringing people in, and seeking knowledge. You ever heard of like that nosy neighbor that's around the corner? Well,
Yeah.
let something happen. Susan is going to know that somebody entered old girl's house at 2 a.m. with a hatchet. We have to divide it, because leave it up to us. We don't have that kind of recall. We doers. We're electric. We start businesses. We go to school. We think. We strategize. Some of us use our energy in the wrong way and sell drugs or make them, or be a little Nino Brown out here or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
We
become
have the
pimps and
technical.
shit.
If you know how to turn crack into crack cocaine or whatever, I don't know how it goes, you're a chemist, sir. So I need you to use it. Sometimes you gotta fine tune it, but we need both. And right now, men suck. I'm trying to get my sister married, and the dating pool is terrible. Like, I wouldn't give her away to, yeah, I don't know. The dating pool sucks. We gotta come up as men, because women have now taken on the divine masculine, and that's ours. So we gotta claim it back. Don't go off being a chauvinist, but you know, show some respectful leadership with love. Like, you ain't gotta scream at your son for yelling, or for running off the block. Just be like, "Hey, son, look." Use a firm voice. Be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
don't bring your
I
behind
I
back
think
here, sir."
I
It's
think
in all that.
men.
It's all in how you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think men as a whole, and whatever it is, what it is. But
We suck.
because we have because we have fallen off so much, we have to get to the point where women want to respect us again. and that whether you gay, straight, or in between, want to respect us again. You know what I'm saying? I feel like men and women in our culture have let each other down in a lot of ways. So we can't just be like, it was you. No, it was you. No, it was us. You feel what I'm saying? That make any sense?
But
Nah, it
Carmen,
does, and like
you're talking
that's what
about
you said though.
cooperation.
I was just gonna say, oh yeah, go ahead, bro.
No,
I
go
was just
ahead,
gonna
my guy.
say
Go
that
ahead.
that's why like it's so crucial to you saying the divine masculine, because there was a higher level and a lower level to each of these things, and the divine masculine basically it would be the way that we were created to be, and it is like those points that you just pointed out would be those points that he pointed out would be the like what we're supposed to do in terms of like protect and like hold the family together. Like there's literally a war on families and women right now and all these things. And like we're supposed to really come in and protect them so that they can do the shit that they need to do. Like as the divine feminine is rising, the divine masculine rises to protect them so that they can get what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? That's the perfect balance. You know what I'm saying?
We got our roles, each gender, each form. We got a sacred role to play, and some people abuse that, and some people are not aware of that. Like that's the highest form of that's the greatest work is fulfilling your energy. That's what compels you to do all that. Like when you don't have that, when you're missing that, I don't know if it's a hormonal thing, because I was on breast milk. I feel like, some of these kids that are on the Similac thing, man, I don't understand. I don't get it. It's like they're coming out a different breed and they so developed, but their
I
hormones are so young. They have the body of Dolly Parton, but their mind is they still little babies. I don't understand, but we're not. We don't have the best examples. I can tell you from my business. You want to know my number one client base, and I help people reestablish good credit. My number, about 78% of my clients are women coming out of divorce or coming out of a relationship, have all had their credit ruined by men. They're coming to me to rebuild it. They did everything right. They got cars in this guy's name. I'm like, was the sexual interaction really that good to where you sign over your credit? And it should be the other way around. It's the husband that's supposed to be like, hey, I got you a brand new car. Like, come check it out. Like, look at what I got you. Look at, we're electric beings. We should want to produce, but there's something going on that's taking that away from us. Even in slavery, they sold our children, they raped them, they raped us, they sold us off. We started with nothing, but now, we could develop the skills to be better. And I am seeing better. I am seeing a lot of, dudes step up to the plate. But sometimes we don't know how to operate in our divine masculine. We just know how to operate in our masculine. And that's what gets us the fucking trouble.
No, that's
Phantom.
facts, man. Now it's definitely hormonal,
I'm not
like you
heterosexual,
said.
so I can't speak on this. I'm just saying. I'm just being real with you.
Nah, I was gonna say it's definitely hormonal, and even like, bro, they got chemicals in the food. They got like all these things. These things do imbalance
That milk that they was
hormones
trying to
as
push on
well.
y'all, that vitamin D milk,
It's
that
crazy. I seen a thing where there was like a factory that created like, medicine and shit like that. And then sometimes these factories have runoff like from the factory and it goes into the water. And so there's literally frogs in the water and the male frogs are becoming women frogs
they
from the chemicals
transmuting.
that are in the water. You know what I'm saying? And like it's
Mm-hmm.
just crazy how they like not only with the chemicals, it's like what we see in the media and on it's all these trick, it's just levels to it. We see the
And you see all of that stuff.
demasculinization, you know what I'm saying? Like
It's an agenda. Some people want to take it there and make it about sexuality, or they're trying to push the gay effort. People are born gay. Like you don't just wake up and decide to be gay, or there's no program that can turn you into that. Like if you're mature enough, you should know what you like, because you should have seen a stimuli that would, make you, yeah. But I don't believe in the homosexual agenda, but I do believe in that there is an agenda to take us off the throne, and particularly black men, and keeping us blinded from seeing what we truly are. We are kings. We should know how to lead with passion, courage, all at the same time without abusing it. We should be able to have legions of young men underneath us that's passing on traditions, but we don't know how to do that because nobody was ever did it for us most times. In my household, I know for a fact my dad is the sensitive one. My mom is she the one, she the disciplinarian. My dad is the one that taught me to be in touch with my emotions, and it's okay. These kids are learning some shoot 'em up, kill 'em up ways, man, and it's dangerous because it disregards life.
Man,
I don't know.
you're right about
I
that.
wish I had an answer. It all lies in the mentality that you put on your kids. If you're smart enough to be like, okay, look, I have this attitude, it's not working for me. Let me teach my kid not to. Yeah, if we're not able to be what's the word, self-knowledgeable, if we don't have that, yeah, we need to get that in there. We gotta learn self-mastery.
Man, you
We
right about
have
that.
to.
And it's like there is a war on the minds of the children. Just getting online and stuff like that, the things that they see. So if you as a parent are not there to either catch that and teach your kids the right things, it's like they're up for grabs to all of these stimuli. You know what I'm saying?
Free
Like that
game
we are in
for
a
these.
over stimulized civilization right now.
They're
You know
gonna
what I'm
be
saying?
free
So
game for these institutions out here. They're gonna
yeah.
be free game for these institutions to just grab them. The prison system, the educate, like one of these systems, all of them are designed to take us down. It's designed to keep us oppressed. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I
We're,
have
we're, we- we're
posted
not fighting against it though. That's the sucky part.
No, you're absolutely right. If you there's videos and what you call the footage out there, basically showing you the parallels between the school system and the prison system. Bottom line, everything from the busing system to the food system to the way they get them in and get them out. It's awesome prison shit. So I feel you. We'll talk.
Cradle to prison pipeline. It's real shit.
Real talk.
And it's
Real
fucked up
talk.
because a real thing that you can see in school is like my dad can tell me like back in school they had like wood shop or they had like working on cars or art, and it's just like they're taking those aspects out of school that feed that side of the brain. So it's like, what are you really in school for? You're regurgitating information, you know what I'm saying, and like connecting to creativity. That is that part of each of us that connects to source in a different way than the
But
next
bro,
man or another person, you know what I'm saying?
let me ask you a question, bro. You expect these schools to want to teach our kids the truth?
Oh, definitely not. That's why we got to teach our own kids. That's why homeschooling got to be
Yeah,
on the rise.
that's
Like,
if you get a teacher
yeah,
that's like, fuck it, I'm gonna say, put these books away. Let me tell you what really happened. Unless you get teachers that are change makers and they're underpaid,
Mhm.
so you can throw that out the window. Yeah, they're not gonna get it.
yeah,
And
like the
and
And
they get it.
environment.
It's gonna take a lot. So if they don't
Mhm.
get it from home, there's no chance.
And you're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And as we know, when we send these children to schools, it's indoctrination. And like you said, it all starts at home. But what happens when indoctrination outweighs what you're being taught at home? You feel what I'm saying?
Nobody's gonna go against the hard. You know the things that your parents are strict about and serious about. It may not be 50 things, but let's say you were a church person, church is going to be important. Like, you're going to know the things and take to heart the core values from your mammy and your pappy. You're going to take that with you throughout life, and nobody should be able to buy you. Nobody should be able to manipulate you, because you're going to know that Big Mama told me to dot, dot, dot. That ain't going to change. It's the breeding. You breed a child, you raise a child a certain way. Yeah, they in it for life. They gonna
Oh,
recognize real from fake. They're gonna recognize it. It's gonna be instinctual. Like, let me not go here. Let me find another opportunity. Let me pick another girl because
greetings,
mom said
governess.
this, dad said this. Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Mm-hmm.
instilled in you from birth all the way up until 5 years old is crucial. They
Right.
see everything. So just
They
imagine if you're coming home to an abusive home or something crazy like that, man.
no,
Greetings,
you're absolutely
governess.
right. Greetings,
Yeah,
absolutely, governess.
greetings.
I want to say the first. It's either the first 5 years or the first 7 years. The psychologists say you are who you are. That core of who you are between the ages, I want to say 5 and 7, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly, but
Wait, this was
you
from a
are who
therapist?
you are. No, just in general, therapists in general.
Yeah.
They're saying as far as that core of who you are, that foundation of who you are is developed by that time. So yeah, those core
I was on that
things
wave.
like no disrespect to nobody's child, but if your child is a liar and a manipulator at 5 and 7,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you know what I'm
It's only gonna
saying?
get
That kind
worse
of
if
shit.
you don't nip
I
that
mean,
in the
usually
bud.
though, usually that's a bad environment. Like, I'm telling you, like, a baby from birth, like, that is something that I feel like is learned. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
these babies come in with a mission, right? And our mission as the guardians is to literally, like, watch this baby and see what these natural knacks are and these things that they have, and like feed into it. Like with my children, I can clearly see like the aptitude of what they like, these traits that they have,
Yeah.
that not necessarily I have taught them. There are things that I can see
Mm.
that I have taught them, but
Your
there are the things that I can see like they
talents
are innately
and
born with their
stuff.
talents. And so like the job is to like, how do I feed that for that to become its highest thing? And that's sort of the problem with school. It's like, if you homeschool, you can see that and you could be like, okay, damn, like my kid is good with technology, my kid is good with computers, like let me kind of like make sure that is a staple in the curriculum. Whereas like
Yeah.
even as young as those early ages, because in public school you may not even learn about that stuff till you get into like sixth grade, middle school, or something like that. But like when you
Yeah.
homeschool, you can literally find the simplest versions of that and start to
Mm.
let them teach them in that, and like,
Mm-hmm.
so that it, like it's really about like, not as much as it is about like teaching them too, it's about finding that thing and what came from source and growing that,
Yeah.
and expanding upon
Mm.
that.
But my question is how much of your, how, lack of a better term, spiritual thinking, real thinking, the thinking we should be thinking, as opposed to the thinking of the typical heterosexual male in America. Oh, I understand what you're saying, but it should be.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? but as opposed to what it is. You know, you're thinking from a level-headed, balanced, I want to say balanced, matriarchal, patriarchal point of view. You know what I'm saying? But most of our males don't think from that point of view. So what do you say to them?
So what I say is it kind of sucks, but like for now, it's kind of like a lead by example type of thing. Cause it's like there's certain people whose mindset is set in stone, and it's like you gonna waste your energy trying to preach to these people about what to do. Basically, you gotta reach the people who are in the space of being able to even absorb this information and take it and run with it and learn from it. And really, the only way to do that is like doing shit like this, like talking about it. Like there needs to be bigger platforms of people to have these higher level consciousness conversations. And you know, there are starting to be. I mean, you know, I watch a lot of I see a lot of like spaces on YouTube that have this, but it's like obviously like that's different from TV and the shit that's on TV and whatever Netflix and shit that reaches. It's just a game of like you're reaching this amount of people, where the masses they're reaching this amount of people. So it's always that gap in like trying to,
Right.
you know, really like catch up everybody. So it's gonna take, but our generation, this current generation, I feel like is one of the main ones that has been like where we've seen kind of this mindset switch. So like, so our children, it's crazy. So like our children will be the thing that kick that off a little bit harder. So it's kind of either going to take a couple of generations or some type of big event that really shakes the masses as a whole. And I can't really say like what that would be quite yet. A crisis, it's going to be that.
Because that's what
Survival
it
of the
takes.
fittest, really, you know, like.
It's just like alcoholism. You gotta hit rock bottom before you really truly make up your mind to be committed. Okay, I made kids. Let me stand up and be a man for them. Okay, I'm on drugs. Let me stand up and make this change. Okay, I need to make it right with my baby moms. Let me. You know how much courage that takes to summon up for someone who's never really seen courage before.
Right.
You're gonna have to go through a serious life-changing event for you to finally come to your knees. And then on top of that, you a man, you got ego, you got nuts to protect, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, we're not the easiest to bow down. It's gonna take a life-changing event for someone to be like, all right, I wanna do right this time. I wanna be present, and I wanna be present in my most divine self. And that's asking a lot for some people, but for those who are ready, man, real life gonna change. But it's getting people to get to that point where they realize, all right, are there even rites of passage for us as black men anymore?
That's
Do
a
we
good
do our
point.
kids like little Boosie do his kids? Get a stripper to perform oral sex on the 14th? Is that our rites of passage now? Or our first gun? Like every culture has something. Latinos with the quinceañera. I don't know. I really can't think of no others, but I know that there are others. We don't have that. You'll
Bar
have
mitzvahs.
you'll have an uncle who ain't got no money, who's still trying to fund his rap career, ain't realized that ship has sailed and gone. When we gonna upgrade the DNA, sir? There's nothing to mark that. We don't have rites of passage anymore, and it's because we don't have that fucking sense of community. I'm telling you, like, we want help, but we get mad when people hold us accountable. That's not how this life goes. That's not how this energy goes.
You're facts, but I feel like that's conditioning too. You want help, and then when somebody says X, Y, and Z, you don't want to receive that, and I feel like that's programming and religion personally.
We lazy. The state of black men. Like I said, I'm trying to get my sister married so she can stop hanging with my friends. And man, oh, just the things we come across, the stories she tell, and oh, it'd be great if the married folk could get out the dating pool. That would be real nice. But man, just the state of the black man, I didn't know. And I'm like, shit, I'm working too hard. Like, yeah, man. I don't understand. But every time one of us does that, it resets the clock. It resets the clock. So I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know how much therapy it's gonna take, but we got to be present because we gonna have legions of women that's not gonna allow us to come in and give our masculine energy. Like, you gonna want to cut the grass, do this, do that, do that. And I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? Like, what you like? You don't even need me.
Well, and I'm not trying to, but technically, at one point in time, they did need us. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were created from them out of love and compassion.
Everything
And
starts with the uterus.
yeah, but my point is, absolutely, yes, absolutely. And I feel like it ties back right into what you're talking about, as far as this is gay, straight, or in between. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They created us out of anyway, they created us out of love. They created us out of that whole energy. So my point is this: we, like you said, we're supposed to protect them. We're supposed to uplift them. We're supposed to do all those things. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you out and about, some shit jump off, and you see one of your sisters about to get their ass beat by some nigga. You know what I'm saying? And let's tie this latest thing that just happened. It was in Chicago where old boy hit that woman like she was a grown ass man, and her son came and shot his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same shit. It's the same equivalent. I don't think that young man did anything wrong. Me personally,
No,
I can't speak for nobody else. He did what the fuck he was supposed to do. Defend his goddamn mama against some grown ass bitch ass nigga that was trying to beat her ass because he didn't like what the fuck he heard. I've been there. Just saying, personally.
Yeah.
I'm
not a fighter. I'm not. I can't. I get my.
Now, I'm not saying it was right. I'm not saying it was wrong, but
nah, man. But I will definitely. That's why I work as hard as I work to make sure I got shit in place, something to call, someone to call, to make sure. Cause yeah, that was a crazy story. Like, man. Yeah, I can't fight.
I don't care.
I'll cry and call my attorney and sue your ass. But yeah,
Let me
I
tell you
will definitely
something,
make sure that I have
Malcolm.
a firearm or something in place. But
I'm gonna tell you right now.
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I can't be in the fights and shit. I can't do the thug life thing. But I'm going. If I can't protect them, especially if I'm with a woman, if I can't protect you, I'm not going out.
Malcolm, I'm gonna tell you right now. You at that whatever age you are right now would have reacted as that 14-year-old boy that somebody jumped on your mama, auntie, somebody the fuck you care about, female wise. I guarantee it. It's no doubt in my mind. There would have been no second. Okay, I'm gonna put you. Hold on.
Something would have clicked.
I was in his situation almost 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, okay? And I'm going to tell you the only difference between my situation and that young man's situation that happened, the safety didn't come off. I forgot to take the safety off. That's the only difference.
So you were in a situation where
I
you
was in a
had to
situ. I
put
was
a
in a
firearm
situation where
on
a
a man out
motherfucker was trying to
of
jump on my
protection.
motherfucking.
So you
He was trying to
know
jump on my mother.
his
He was
mind
trying to jump on my
set.
mother. Yeah, he tried to jump on my mom's. Literally tried to jump on my mom's. And you know what? Oh, okay. I
What
didn't think
was your
about
first
shit.
thought?
I would go get the piece and shoot that nigga. And that's exactly what I did. And again, the only reason he's still here, the only reason he's still here is because in that heat of the moment, I didn't take the safety off.
Yeah.
Which I know now in retrospect, it was meant to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy because
And
I
also,
was gonna ask you, do you think Spirit did that so
Absolutely.
you didn't go to jail? Basically, you know what I'm saying?
Because at the end of the day, there's nobody else to help take care of my mom but me. Not for real. So
that same thing happened to Master P.
had I been locked up, then what?
That same shit happened to Master P. He used to shoot somebody in the club, and the gun was malfunctioning in the safety thing. I don't know much about firearms, but yeah, that's divine intervention, brother.
Absolutely.
And it was almost like you showed the initiative, like I will ride for my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like I will protect her, and you were,
Yeah.
the situation stopped itself, but like you did your part. You know what I'm saying? Like you showed up how you were supposed to show up. So did she get
And
hurt, bro? Like or anything? Like
no gratitude. No, she
and
didn't. But
that's how Spirit, like you was
yeah,
protected by the deities, bro. Like
yeah. But when that shit happened, I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't think twice
Yeah.
about it. Oh,
Yeah.
for
That's
real?
why I asked what your first thought was, because I knew it was something
Look,
wrong, but I know your initial thought was, I gotta get this piece to go and protect my mom. It was like,
all
okay,
all I heard was in my mindset was, "Oh, for real." And the next thing I know, I had the shit. I was cocking it, and the only reason again it didn't go off is because in that heat of the moment, I didn't take safety off. Cause baby, he was gone.
he
He was
was
gone.
gold.
He was in my mind's eye. Look, I'm gonna tell you how it went. He was gone. I was sitting in somebody's jail cell, and I was trying to figure out who the fuck was gonna take care of my mama. That's how it went in my mind.
yeah,
Cause he was gone,
yeah,
and I was in jail. You can tell me, I was more in jail that time than the time I hit the genome and killed him. That's how far I was. When I tell you spirit is real, when I tell you the ancestors is real, y'all, I done killed genomes, I done killed guns, all kinds of shit. And I'm not saying this shit to brag. I'm really not. Like, no, it's not that even a kind of party. That's real talk.
Kill Bill over here,
Real talk. Real talk. I
overcoming.
didn't I look. I didn't had accidents with genomes. I didn't take genomes lives. All kinds of shit. When look, spirit is real. Ancestors is real. Very real. When you see Carbon right now, by all rights, I shouldn't be talking to you. I should be in somebody's jail cell a
Yeah,
couple of times over.
and I know
I'm
for a
just gonna be
fact
real
I
with
should
you.
be dead. I know for a fact, yeah, like that's true. Your ancestors rooting for you. I knew there was a couple of times I should have been out of here, buddy. But every week, every Monday, I try and get on my knees. Some Mondays I fail, but I've been really consistent about it the past few weeks. Is to sit there and sit in meditation. At least I could give them at least 10 minutes of thank you and give a little intention in the end and sit something on the altar they would like, especially if it's a birthday or something like that. Like it's yeah, I can at least give that. And there are so many times where things could have went wrong and I skated right on by. Like, yeah,
I,
you gotta
I,
have that covering. And to think that people that don't believe that there were people that came behind you that love you, came before you that love you and want to do well for you. You just bury them and forget about them. You think it's over? No, these the people that can help you more than your fucking best friend who's telling you to choose violence.
mhm.
Yeah. I hope we wake up sooner than what we are. Like, we doing a good job at waking up, but we need to wake up some more. We lost.
People, this piggybacks off of some shit Quatita said, but and what you're saying right now. We talk about angels this and angels that, and I can't speak. My bad, y'all. I can't speak for no other us, but them angels is your ancestors. Those are your angels. Facts. Those are your
Now
your
let's think about it.
ancestors are your angels. I'm sorry.
What is genome? We don't. Genomes ain't got ancestors. They have to believe in fairies and all that shit. They're race. They're not legitimately a race. They're they're a derivative of the albino species. We are the original people. We're the ones. We have the ancestry. We rule in the cosmos. I like to make this joke. We're dark for a reason, but we come from the cosmos, we come from the stars. And it's not just black folks. You have Latinos, you have Indian, you anybody with some fucking pigmentation. We rule in the celestial bodies. That's ours.
Which originate from people that look like you and myself.
Right.
Bottom line.
Oh, Mother Athena. Come on, man. We rule in the celestials. That's
But
why
that's
we
what
have
they're
such
mad
a hard
about.
time in the physical, because we rule here, we rule there. This material world, the genomes are taking it over.
I believe it's a combination of things. I believe it's what Quartita says is the fact that we fell in frequency. I believe that's a big part of it. But I believe another big part of it is
Gave it up.
Bro, we gave it up. It's like, okay, do what you do. We've been here, we done this, do what you do. I honestly feel that way. Real talk, bro.
Just to vilify it, to make sure that we don't understand and wake up who we are. But the priests know the stuff more than anyone else. They know the craft. Trust
We gave it up, and then and in the midst of giving it up, and it was, ooh, yes, sir. I knew you motherfucker. I knew.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
everything too.
I feel like along with us falling from frequency, we gave it up. We got lazy. We got a whole bunch of shit. It was a whole bunch of shit at one time. That's what I really believe. That is what I really believe. Do I have any proof? No, I do not. That's what I feel.
Their main goal was to put you to sleep. And
they did that.
It started in all areas. It started entertainment, the food, the news, anything that you're exposed to on a daily is fucking propaganda to put you to sleep while they doing only God knows what with show power. You should be able to get down on your knees and call out for your ancestors, and they do your bidding in exchange for whatever. If we collectively had that power, because they're using it, they summoning up their little fucking Irish settlers and that chaos energy from the Mayflower. That's their ancestry. Pillaging, raping, destroying. All they do is divide and conquer. Have you noticed that? So
yes, that's their history.
Ancestors. What if we raised up ours? What if every little black girl and black boy were taught to don't worship your pastor, but think about your grandfather who fought in World War II. Ask that shit to come and help you pass that fucking test.
That's exactly what Guatita's trying to get us to do.
Business? You try to start a business, conjure up Aunt Sally, conjure up Madam C.J. Walker, because that's what they doing. They conjuring up Whitney Houston. They conjuring up Michael.
So, who do you conjure up to be where you are?
Who, me?
Yes, sir. You conjure somebody. Who you conjure?
My grandmothers. They were excellent at credit pack. One of them didn't even graduate from high school. 8
I don't mean
10
shit.
credit score.
I don't
My
know.
grandmother on my mom's side never had a man. Raised two girls in projects of New Orleans. A1 credit brought her home, and the next day she bought a car. Didn't even tell nobody. She showed up with the shit. Single one, not even 50, working two jobs. There's fucking ways. There are people in your bloodline that have done the unbelievable. Summon the motherfuckers up and ask them to do your business. Give them their favorite cigarette. Give them their favorite candy. That's blood. They gotta show up for you.
And it's
They
And
gotta
crazy
show
because
up and
like
do your bidding.
I feel like
and
when you speak on that, a lot of times we may not realize like how much strength there is in that. Like what you just explained, like to an average person that may not seem like much, but that whole journey, like we talking about how crazy the Matrix is right now to each other. To know that our ancestors, some of them like made their way through that, navigated that, kept their family together, made something out of, like that is magic, that is alchemy in itself, making something out of nothing when there wasn't a way to
Yep.
be made, like that is magic in itself too. So like being able to see that, like that is what we can tap into, with our ancestors and stuff like that. So that's why it's crazy of like everything has an esoteric level to it. Everything has
Yeah.
a deeper level to it, even these things that we just seem as like everyday life.
See, we forget that we not just fighting a physical battle. We are physical, we're mental, and we're spiritual. If you want to make change, you gotta operate on the mental, the physical, and the spiritual. You can't just do it all physically. You can't just do it all spiritually. You can't just do it all mentally. But you have to know how to. If, say, for instance, you're trying to lose weight, right? All right, physically, you'll run, you'll exercise, you'll diet. Mentally, you're going to meditate. You're going to envision what you want your body to look like. You're going to get excited. You're going to feel it. And then spiritually, you're going to burn some intention candles. Do some petition writing. Give some extra sacrifices to your ancestors. Figure out if you ever had ancestors that had problems. Bring their energy down. They'll come to you in dreams and signals. You ain't in it by yourself, but you gotta change on the mental, the physical, and the spiritual. You can't just do one out of the three. You gotta operate. You gotta understand we operating on three different dimensions. Like you gotta understand you can't just, there's a mental, physical, and a spiritual aspect to everything. And the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, north, south, east, like there's coordinates to this shit. Man, we're missing out on what we really need to know to survive that the genomes are using against us. All that shit came from us. But that's all they do is hijack, steal, divide, and conquer. They do it amongst themselves. But if they don't like you, they do it even harder to you with our shit. Our fucking shit.
Oh, that's crazy, bro, because you pulled that right out of my head, talking about the Trinity, the mind, body, spirit, mind, body, soul. Like that's exactly what it is. Like how you explained that about hitting it on all levels. That's crazy because like a lot of times people may do just the one thing or just the two things. Like even how you said like adding the candles in with that, like that was fire. Like that's
Yeah,
really how you
tackle it,
supposed to do
tackle
it.
it on
Like
all three planes. I bet you'll have success. But we just think we just gotta work ourselves into a frenzy. No, do what's required. Do what you gotta do and let the ancestors pave the way. They got to. They your blood. Like they got to. But I don't know where we ain't gonna wake up until we see we got help and we got a direct connection to God. As melanated beings, we got a direct line to that mug. They don't want you to know that. Were y'all talking about mining earlier?
You said talking
Like a
about
clip
what?
of Elon Musk. This is probably more so a carbon question.
Oh yeah, he
I think he
probably
was talking
yeah. I
about
think when he was running through his stuff.
the
Wait, what
beginning.
happened? What happened? What
Yeah,
happened? Elon did what?
Elon Musk, thieving ass dad from Africa.
Yeah, so basically what, because Elon Musk was trying to be like, well, no, I got my wealth from this, and Elon Musk's dad basically came and said, bitch, you got all your wealth from Africa, from goddamn,
From his mining.
what is that,
His dad's illegal mining.
yeah, no. He was just saying, whatever pearls was in Zimbabwe, whatever gem that was. I can't think of it at this moment, but it was a gem that was in Zimbabwe. Emeralds, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Gratitude, emeralds.
The
They
articles
built
is
their
paying too.
fucking. Yep, they built their fortune off of emeralds in Zimbabwe, and yeah.
Who didn't build their fortune off Africa, dog?
Mm-hmm. But I'm
It's
like, at
either
least the
Africa
motherfucker
is
had
gonna
the balls to
dominate.
say it.
If Africa had the balls to dominate the way that they really could, if like let's say that they didn't even dehydrate Africa from all its riches, its natural resources, that would be the most beautiful fucking country. Everything's from there. Oil, diamonds, all the fucking everything you saw at that little fucking coronation of that little white man on that throne. Everything. I watched the documentary. All the jewels from the crown came from fucking Africa. That's our shit. But we didn't know how to defend ourselves. We wasn't equipped. And that's not our fault, but we equipped now.
Oh,
We
that's
equipped
crazy.
now. All these environmentalists and all of that, why don't they go back and take the royal the crown jewelry? All that shit was mined in Africa, and they didn't have no safety regulations back then. If the game is keep Africa poor so that we can extract its resources and bring it to our countries and make our countries rich. Yeah, Elon Musk was a little trust fund baby, huh? I heard that. I heard that his dad owned the mine. But of course he ain't gonna talk about that much.
Man,
Of
all
course
them
not.
fools is trust fund babies. Like they all got a leg up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's crazier when you see like a Melanite really like make it up. I mean, maybe not even like that's like millionaire, billionaire status, but even just like to make it from nothing, where these fools all got a head start, a leg up. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from
Yeah.
money type shit. Like
Yeah. I can't relate. I can't relate. GREED. It's the name of the game.
Facts.
There's so
Facts,
much
facts,
more for
facts.
all of us to be millionaires. Yeah, I don't know, but we have definitely lost balance with the divine masculine and the divine feminine at home. Like there's something like you need to be in touch with both. Like you need to know when and how to use both. You can't be out here going crazy. Like you got to know how to handle yourself and when to. You know, you got to know when to stand up and sit your ass down. Like, all right, this ain't my fight. I don't know.
Timing is everything, for sure. Timing is
Yeah.
everything, whether regardless of what it is, business, friendship, family ship, whatever. Absolutely.
And I'm gonna say this: the best thing Gov can do, Cortita, is keep raising the frequency because that's how they get us.
Mm-hmm.
Music, if you think about it, music is the one language that unites us. Like, it's how Beyonce and all that's able to tour in all those different countries and stuff. They all know her American music verbatim. Imagine you speaking Sri Lankan or French and you know American
Uh-huh.
songs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Speaks
Absolutely.
volumes.
But for her, it
So
was
of
Michael. I'm
course
just
that's
saying.
how they're gonna that's the only way they can dominate the world is through the music and sports.
And music is frequencies, music is vibrations. So it's crazy because you know they use that shit against us, but if we could attach the right messages to that, we could do the opposite of what they're doing.
Throw it
That's
right
raising the
back at them.
frequency. Throw it right back at them. That's frequency magic,
Throw it
you know.
right back at them. Law of fucking vibration. What I put out is what I get. Yeah. We gotta they know our shit. We gotta learn our shit and then double up and come back at them with some shit that they ain't even seen before. They robbed us. They got us of our magic. No wonder why we so like, not all of us. You got a lot of us. You got a lot of people that's coming up and awakening. Even Hollywood is awakening, as weird as that place is. But we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. Like, yeah.
I'm sorry to be the
That's,
bearer of bad news, fellas, but my shit is about to end in about 60 seconds. So, are we coming
yeah.
back or what we doing?
It's up to you, Carbs. This is your show, bruh. Come on,
It's
this
not
is
up to
Carbs.
me.
Yeah.
Everybody
He
got a
said he
live
about to
button in
go
this bitch.
crazy.
Everybody got a live button in this bitch. I'm just saying, everybody.
It was
So
dope
you
talking to
tell
y'all too.
me.
So shit, I don't know if you want to run through some videos, whatever you want to do, bruh. Shoot, we need to
Okay.
get JoJo up on here too. Shit.
I know, right?
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna get the info. Like, that's
Yeah. It
just
was dope building with y'all for sure. This was a good build. Shit. Let me know
definitely.
if you hop on Carbon. Shit, I'll hop back on with you. It's whatever's good, bruh.
Absolutely. Malcolm, Phantom, gratitude. I really appreciate you.
My dude, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
I'm
friend.
I don't know. I'm about to eat. That's what I do know. Now, as far as I'm coming back, I don't know, but I'm hungry as fuck at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I do know.
Get some
But
services.
yeah, yeah.
I'm about to decompress. I'm about to sit
Oh
back
yeah.
and let Summer
Gratitude.
Walker sing to me. So I think it's a good night. It's
Good
a good
night.
time,
Good
y'all.
night, gentlemen.
I'll be
And
popping
Gratitude to
on,
all, yeah.
guys.
hmm?
I said I'll be popping on and seeing you
Yes,
guys.
sir.
So
Yeah. Hey,
this
yeah.
was great energy. Good energy for real.
Oh, fact.
Absolutely. Check. Yeah. I'll talk to y'all in a minute.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
dude.